Brought to you by
youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Good evening once again. Thank you for joining us for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark, and it's going to be an hours-long bulletin. So do sit tight. Let's give you the headlines and then get straight into it.
Brought to you by
Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
In our headlines tonight, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni nominated and vows to steer Uganda to middle-income status. President Kagame backs U.S. brokered deal, hails it as a balanced step towards ending conflict. And NRM candidates urged to prioritize community service delivery. Makerere Vice Chancellor Professor Nawangwe urges financial institutions to support university research.
Brought to you by
Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Thank you for joining us. We now give you the news in detail. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has been nominated for the position of NRM National Chairman and as the party's presidential flag bearer ahead of the 2025-2026 general elections. President Museveni was nominated and opposed after two other aspirants failed to raise the required signatures from at least 150 districts nationwide, while another failed to pay the nomination fee of 20 million shillings. These are the details.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's nomination journey began with a procession from Nakasero Primary School after emerging from State Lodge Nakasero. He joined enthusiastic supporters, notably border riders clad in yellow, who escorted him to the Electoral Commission offices at Plot 13, Chadondo Road.
It has taken President Museveni about 5 minutes to arrive here at NRM Electoral Commission offices, and he has just been escorted by his supporters, mainly the border guys who were clad in yellow.
As thousands of supporters lined en route, another crowd had already gathered at the EC offices to welcome him.
Kubanga tusimbula waneka keka kutebe chaffe nga batonta
tugende tumubererewo nga omwagalwa waffe olwaleero.
He arrived in an open-roof presidential vehicle accompanied by First Lady Janet Museveni. Upon arriving at the NRM EC offices, Museveni proceeded for nomination, overseen by Electoral Commission Chairperson Dr. Tanga Odoi, alongside the NRM Secretary General Richard Odong and other commissioners. Museveni was nominated for two positions, first as NRM National Chairman and later as the party's presidential flag bearer for the 2025-2026 elections.
On behalf of the NRM Electoral Commission, I, Dr. Tagodo, from KIS, and Chairman NRM Electoral Commission, now here, nominate His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni
For the chairmanship, he was nominated by NRM First National Vice Chairperson Alhaji Moses Chigongo, citing his steadfast leadership.
We have our chairman, who has taken us through so many difficult things, but he has kept the movement together, and we are still together, and we cannot let him down.
He was seconded by Haj Shafiq Mwanje from Bukoman Simpi district and Mastula Namatovu from Kamuli district.
Your Excellency, the women of Uganda are so much in love with you. As the women of Uganda, Your Excellency, we are delighted for the programs, the empowerment that you have done to us, economically, socially.
For flag bearer, Museveni was nominated by Minister Tom Butime from Kyanjonjo district, citing his good health and experience.
He has kept this country secure and safe.
He was seconded by Smith Mbabazi from Ntungamo district and Asianju Mariam Faith from Ajuman district, who credited him for peace, security, infrastructure, youth and women empowerment.
Clear, as youth, we are rallying behind President Museveni to run for presidency because of his unmatched experience in leadership. Yes, he has steered the country into socio-economic transformation. We have seen the youth inclusion and empowerment. We have seen the youth benefiting from the government programs like PDM. For example, 30% of the PDM money at all the parishes across the country is meant for the youth. So this is enough to show that as youth, we are also being thought about.
Museveni was declared unopposed after the other contenders failed to meet nomination requirements.
The second person who came could not even give us a copy of his marksheet for us to peruse to find out whether it was authentic. He said he had paid 20 million, but by the look of things, the document he wanted to give us was not genuine.
Addressing party members, Museveni urged the NRM fraternity to support his candidature, saying he had united a once fragmented Uganda and laid the foundation for strong institutions and governance.
The fragmentation also could not allow institutions to be built up. So the fragmentation made governance impossible because you couldn't get a majority. If you say Baganda are not even 17% of the population of Uganda. So how will you get a majority? If you say Banyankore, if you say you will not get far. If you say religion, Catholics, Protestants, none of them can even be 40%. So that's what happened. Fragmentation meant impossibility for governance. This is the point I'm raising here.
He highlighted Uganda's economic transformation from dependency on the 3 C's, namely coffee, copper and cotton, and the 3 T's, tobacco, tea and tourism, to now over 50 exportable products.
Most of these years, the NRM has been participants in, and for most of the time, leaders of the efforts to liberate Uganda from sectarian fragmentation and political collapse, ensure its economic recovery, ensure the growth and expansion of its economy, ensure that the start of socio-economic transformation of society starts so that Uganda becomes a modern country and starts the struggle for the economic and political integration of Uganda into Africa so that the wealth creators of Africa have a reliable market.
Museveni outlined 6 key areas for his next term. consolidating peace, expanding infrastructure like roads and electricity, promoting wealth creation at family level, creating jobs through agriculture, hospitality and industry, enhancing service delivery in health and education, and securing markets for Ugandan products. He also cited his ambition to raise Uganda's GDP to 500 billion per capita as another reason for his contesting.
The second reason for the NRM putting forward my name is to cause the qualitative leap of Uganda into a high upper middle income country in the next few years, preferably far ahead of 2040, which is 15 years from now. This is the second reason. To qualitative leap. There is quantitative. A baby, when a baby is born, things in life must undergo qualitative jump. Pregnancy.
The NRM fraternity hailed President Museveni for accepting the mantle to continue leading both the party and the country. The nomination ceremony was attended by thousands, including former Prime Ministers Amama Mbabazi and Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, former Vice President Edward Chiwanuka II, Speaker of Parliament, Prime Minister, and other top government officials. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kampala.
Thank you, Philip Aguta, and congratulations to the President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Rwanda's 31st Liberation Day has been commemorated in Uganda with a special ceremony held at the residence of the Rwandan High Commissioner in Kampala. The day marks Rwanda's liberation on July 4th, 1994, which ended the genocide and set the nation on a path to recovery and transformation. More details in this report.
The Rwandan community in Uganda have observed Rwanda's 31st Liberation Day. That marks Rwanda's liberation on July 4th, 1994, that ended the genocide against the Tutsi. Diplomats, government officials and members of the Rwandan community in Uganda gathered to honor this historic day at the residence of the Rwandan High Commissioner to Uganda in Kololo. Representing the Minister of Foreign Affairs, General Jeje Odong, was Ambassador Muhammad Kisule from the Office of the President. In his address, Ambassador Kisule hailed Rwanda's resilience and tremendous progress over the past 3 decades.
I take this opportunity to applaud the government and the people of Rwanda for their spirit of resilience and determination to raise from the ashes of the horror to the exemplary beauty that the nation of Rwanda currently is.
He emphasized the importance of strengthening regional cooperation through the East African community.
It is therefore our responsibility as political and technical leaders to ensure implementation of agreed upon decisions from the various engagements at all levels in order to further foster our thriving relations.
Rwanda's High Commissioner to Uganda, Colonel Joseph Rutabana, expressed gratitude to the government of Uganda for its steadfast support and partnership.
Our guest of honor, we really thank Uganda and the people of Uganda for being with us and supporting us during this journey. The High Commission reiterates its appreciation and gratitude to the government of Rwanda for good cooperation and facilitation they provide to us in the conduct of our diplomatic functions.
He described the Liberation Day as a powerful symbol of Rwanda's journey from tragedy to peace and stability.
Rwanda has achieved substantial socio-economic progress, which with robust and stable economic growth, which has led to significant gains in terms of poverty reduction and development of technology and infrastructure.
The State Minister for Kampala, Honorable Kabuye Chofa Togavye, has raised concern over the declining support for the ruling National Resistance Movement, attributing it to weak mobilization strategies. While addressing residents in Nakaseke district, the minister also emphasized the need to prioritize youth involvement in political leadership.
Minister for Kampala Kabichofa Togabye remains optimistic about the NRM's resurgence in the upcoming general elections. However, he openly acknowledged the growing disconnect between the party and its grassroots, blaming poor mobilization efforts. The minister called for increased youth participation in elective politics, stressing that the next term should focus on empowering young leaders and driving social transformation through inclusive governance.
Thanking God, but at the same time appreciating His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for having accepted to carry on another mantle for 2021-26 serving this nation. The people of this community were so excited when they saw His Excellency picking nominations and returning papers, and then offering himself as a sacrificial lamb to serve this country for the next 5 years.
Nakaseke Resident District Commissioner Rosemary Abasaija commended Minister Chofa for championing development projects in the district. She noted that the government had injected significant funding across multiple sectors.
They made a stride because NRM government has elected a lot of money in schools. For example, we have more than 5 seed secondary schools. We have other secondary schools, about 4, because I've been involved in the commissioning and launching. And in these seed secondary schools, they are all in billions.
Abasaija also urged residents to vote wisely and uphold peace during the electoral season, warning that security forces would not tolerate any form of hooliganism.
Appealing to these people to vote wisely, but also to have discipline. It's not good to fight physically. His Excellency the President, they fought those wars when they were in the bush. Today, the fight is that through ballot papers. So there's no need of fighting with a poster. You find someone's poster there, you tear it down. You find somebody, you fight him. You find somebody has convened a meeting of his supporters, then you come and disrupt them. That one, we should have clean politics. Actually, as security, we shall not entertain hooliganism.
As political temperatures begin to rise ahead of the next polls, both leaders emphasized unity, youth engagement, and peaceful democratic process.
Forward our thanks to him because he have accepted and offered himself to contest. Because we have been worried if the president can decide to step down without organizing our country and also to organize for the future leaders.
Mike Bakabulindi for UBC.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. The Ministry of Health has announced plans to revise standing orders for health personnel in an effort to curb absenteeism, improve time management and enhance service delivery in public health facilities. This was revealed by the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Diana Atwine, during the closure of the 35 billion shillings tripartite health system strengthening project at Bulamaji Health Center 3 in Iganga District.
Government through Ministry of Health in partnership with Korea International Corporation (KOICA) and World Health Organization have refurbished and equipped 28 health centers in districts of Mayuge, Iganga, Buyende, Bujiri in Busoga to improve health services for mothers.
This project that we are celebrating today provides a tangible, measurable response to the challenges through its infrastructure upgrade interventions.
Today's celebration reflects not just one project, but KOICA's broader integrated efforts to strengthen Uganda's health system. Across the country, KOICA works hand in hand with the government of Uganda, the Ministry of Health especially, and development partners to address systemic health challenges through a comprehensive and strategically coordinated portfolio spanning bilateral, multilateral capacity building and
The Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary Dr. Diana Atwine has expressed concern over high maternal and neonatal mortality rates in Busoga sub-region, where 93 out of every 100,000 mothers still die while giving birth, well above the national average.
Our standing orders specifically for health workers. And these standing orders are going to be a little more biting than the current standing orders. And so I call upon our beloved health workers. Let us observe the standing orders, even as they are now, before even we revise ours. Clearly stipulates the working hours from 8 to 5. And if you're on call, be available.
Director General for Public Health, Dr. Daniel Chabayinze, urged health workers to create an environment that encourages expectant mothers to seek care at health facilities rather than rely on traditional birth attendants.
And number 2, hemorrhage, post or prepartum hemorrhage. All this can be prevented if we allow the mothers to come and deliver in the health facility and come for 8 antenatal visits. So, my call to the technical team is to make sure we encourage all the mothers to come for antenatal care in the facility. No going to traditional birth attendant.
Improving healthcare delivery remains critical for Uganda to reduce preventable deaths and improve maternal and child health outcomes.
Students in secondary schools across Kayunga district have been cautioned against early marriages and encouraged to focus on completing their education. This message was emphasized during the inter-school debate competitions organized in the run-up to World Population Day. And National Planning Authority's Child Population Manager Judith Mutabazi said this year's focus is on promoting population health and youth empowerment.
This year's World Population Day will focus on equipping the youth with information to make informed health choices and improve community well-being. To drive the message home, the Uganda National Planning Authority organized a debate competition in 18 secondary schools across Kayunga district, engaging students in discussions around population issues and development. Judith Mutabazi of NPA highlighted efforts to promote population health and general well-being through the parish development model.
We are targeting schools because we want them to be aware how they should take care of their health and how they should ensure they focus on education as our key driver for attaining quality in population. Having such sessions, we are enlightening the pupils to ensure they protect themselves from the high teenage pregnancy that we have in Uganda, that also contributes to high dropout rates and other practices that happen in our communities like child marriages that also contribute to school dropouts.
The Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for Kayunga, Juma Nkunyenji, used the platform to warn students against homosexuality and urged them to stay focused on their education.
To avoid those bad behaviors of the gays and whatever. The future of Africa is in our children to have the family values and the values of themselves, that you are not only educated, but you help to shape the discipline, the future.
The District Education Officer, Dani Bubale, reported steady improvement in the education sector with notable gains at both primary and secondary levels.
At 93.9 and when it comes to the other opposite, we have 6.3, in fact 6.3, 93.7 versus 6.3 as the opposite of completion rate. So we are doing well, and by national standards, that's 4%, which is acceptable across the.
2 students from Namagabi SS and St. Kalemba SS emerged as winners and will represent Kayunga in regional competitions scheduled for Tuesday.
If I had a boyfriend, now I'm going to leave him because I have found out that it is not beneficial to go into a relationship at this age. So
it's going to take you from nothing to something and take you somewhere. So
and we stand and speak out our decisions. We speak out our options. They are taken up and we are developed.
Nationwide Population Day celebrations will take place on July 11th at Busana Secondary School in Kayunga District.
A number of women leaders from Uganda's political, business, finance, creative and entrepreneurial sectors have convened to champion inclusive, purpose-driven spaces where women can thrive. Top on the agenda was the importance of creating enabling and thriving environments for women across all sectors. These are the details.
A remarkable collective of women leaders across Uganda's political, business, finance, creative and entrepreneurial sectors have called for the promotion of an environment that supports women's growth and leadership.
We have running battles with the government, but the government is very supportive.
The chairperson of the Board of Directors at Petroleum Authority of Uganda, Linda Biribonwa, has shared her inspiring journey from her early days at NEMA to her current role, emphasizing the value of inclusive spaces for women's advancement.
In terms of intergenerational mentorship, personally, I have been a witness and I have experienced, I have walked the journey. I think it's a space that every woman, if given the chance, should actually get, grab with both hands. And why do I say that? Mentorship is a two-way street. Even as we mentor, we are also being mentored. We learn from each other. I have been mentored by a number of people. I'm not going to start mentioning the names here, but I currently also am affiliated with a group of ladies. It's called Girls for Girls.
The gathering, dubbed She Walks, began as a bold initiative to spotlight women making purposeful strides. According to Uganda Breweries Limited Managing Director Andrew Kilonzo, it has since evolved into a powerful movement.
It's very simple. Over the many years, Johnny Walker has started from very humble origins and rose to become the #1 Scotch in the world. How are we celebrating the diversity in our communities? And in this case, there's a specific platform here, the She Walks platform, that is including the women of progress, the women of stature, the women of accomplishment under this platform. Because again, it is a global brand, it is a premium brand, and it is just to celebrate the pinnacle of progress for the ladies.
The event was held under the theme, Purposeful Strides, Scaling Hills in Heels. Mario Nawori, reporting for UBC.
Kampala Capital City authorities stepping up efforts to curb the deadly rise in border-related road accidents by investing in more pedestrian crossings and walkways. This initiative is part of the broader campaign aimed at protecting pedestrians and restoring order to the city roads. Let's take a look.
The Kampala Capital City Authority, KCCA, has unveiled plans to construct new pedestrian infrastructure across the city to enhance safety and accessibility. Benoni Moses Kigenyi, KCCA Deputy Executive Director, announced the move during the launch of a 21-kilometer road safety walk and awareness initiative to reduce border accidents.
We'll have dedicated places where people will ride, not on the pavement. Pavement will be for walking, and our new tagline, Tokola Era, will also be extended to our friends using the borders to make sure they do not walk onto the pavement, they do not get into the walkways, so that everybody is safe.
The campaign, spearheaded by Joe Walker Foundation, unites KCCA, Uganda Police, journalists, and other stakeholders to combat one of the city's most pressing issues.
Every work we do, we generate reports, and these reports are shared with the policymakers, they are shared with the administrators, they are shared with the enforcers. Some of them, the proposals have been adopted, some of them have influenced the thinking, and so what we are doing is we engage, educate, sensitize, and also generate reports which come to the policy and enforcement side.
Even as we take the walk, in all the areas that we'll be walking around, we'll be also speaking to some of the people in the communities and also trying to create awareness to ensure that people understand that it's not just about the borders, but it's also the other road users who need to take responsibility for this cause. So
recent police statistics reveal that nearly half of the road accidents in Kampala are linked to borders, which, while convenient, have become a major cause of injuries and fatalities. Kampala Metropolitan Police Commander Richard Yesega and Traffic Police spokesperson Michael Kananura urged border riders and users to observe speed limits and adhere to traffic rules.
Every other time you are moving, put in your mind that you rather lose a minute in your life, but not to lose life in a minute. Thank you very much.
For example, where a passenger is seated on a motorcycle and they get to the traffic lights where they are red and they are not supposed to move, and then you find a passenger telling the rider that, please, I am in a rush, can you move? Why are you stopping? After all, others are violating. No, we are saying this is everyone's responsibility.
These road safety campaigns align with the United Nations global target to reduce road accident fatalities by 2030. Robert Katamba reporting for UBC News.
Patriotism, I do beg your pardon, patriotism is no longer just a word, it is a mission. Over 3,000 students have taken a bold step not to serve their country only, but to also safeguard its future. Their new battlefield environmental protection is the center stage of their fight.
At Lao College Playground, the spirit of Uganda soared as 3,358 young patriots from 10 secondary schools completed a 5-day intensive patriotism training.
We have turned our country up and down several times. Governments were overthrown unlawfully because the people of this country lacked the love for their nation.
Presided over by Lira City's resident commissioner Lawrence Igole, the pass out was more than a formality, it was a call to rise, to serve and to protect.
If you check around, you'll find somebody wearing a wristband of Kenya, of Tanzania, and they do not want to wear that of Uganda. Where is the love for your country? And when you go back home, tell your parents the one man who must love Uganda is him, is her.
Now, these young patriots return to their communities not just with the certificates, but with a mission to fight environmental degradation and to educate their parents on what it means to love Uganda.
Go back and protect our environment and improve.
Emily Oyaro, a student of St. Catherine, says the school has supported their club to carry out community outreaches, raising awareness on dangers of environmental degradation and distributing seedlings for conservation.
We also move ahead to donate this to other schools as a patriotism club. So we also collect the bottles around, we use them, we recycle them by making very many things. We can use their lids for making the mats, for decorating our clothes. When it comes to talent show, we can have it as a showcase at school. And through this, we were able to learn. We are able to realize our potentials as the students.
From Lira Secondary School to Hill City, Dara Christian High School to Nexa Secondary School, schools are embracing the training not just for patriotism, but for discipline, leadership and real change.
We believe if all these are done in all the schools and implemented, the discipline of our students will change. And who are mindful of themselves, mindful of their friends, mindful of the entire citizens of the country.
With hearts full of pride and hands ready to serve, these young citizens have answered the call not to war, but to build a greener and stronger Uganda. Eddie Ulwa, UBC News. The Vice-Chancellor Makerere University, Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, has reaffirmed
The university's contribution to groundbreaking scientific research and urged financial institutions to prioritize investment in critical sectors such as agriculture and health research. Speaking during the partnership engagement with DFCU Bank, Professor Barnabas Nawangwe highlighted that Uganda's institutions of higher learning, particularly Makerere, have consistently achieved breakthrough in vital areas including health, pandemic response, food security and crop yield improvement. Now this collaboration aims to enhance research capacity, expand agricultural productivity and also improve access to financial services, aligning with the national development goals.
The third area is training our young leaders, our students to be good leaders. You had the guilty president. He's already a very good leader, but he can still be trained in some more tactics on how to manage people. And so those are the three areas that have been identified. But as you heard from the CEO, we are going to collaborate in supporting research in agriculture, in health and all other areas.
Yes, they'll get the academic side of it, but we need them to empower them to be able to do something with their hands, whether it's farming, whether it's carpentry, whether it's building, whether it's being electrical or plumbing, that they actually allow them to then self-employ and be able to do something on their own. So that's a philosophy that we are looking at. Huge potential and opportunities, and we believe that, I know he's celebrating 100 years, we are 60 years, I think we're both mzees. So I think it's a good opportunity for us as a senior citizens to collaborate together and really build a great Uganda.
Interesting that you people from DFCU have seen value in the Makerere student. It is incumbent upon us as a university to try and extend these services to the students to see how best to benefit. I would like to give you good news that it is not us who are benefiting, it is you who will employ us tomorrow because you're getting fully baked products. I equally, finally, want to thank the administration who have created a very sane community where we can have people like members from DFCU come and be interested in signing a memorandum of understanding.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Star 165 star 80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
You got us on your wallet.
Bobby, again! What's the drama?
Drama? Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SIGs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders, June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders. No. Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the Special Interest Group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
At UNOC, we believe in safety.
One, two, Tiwana. Sika. Hey, the tuja kweta twetu. Watch it. Mr. Boss. Bigida engine kola kinzo wangure.
I am so excited to be here in Kobalo, Arua. We've gotten our second winner from this place. All he had to do was to download the caller tune. He's a young gentleman. Convincing him that he's the actual winner was actually not easy.
I never believed in calls that could come to me anyhow because I was always a lot of scammers. But later when I confirmed, it was true. And I'm really happy I have received my bag.
All you have to do is dial *170 *12# and download the caller tune. Digida with MTN caller tunes. Owangule.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. In business, the State Minister for Finance and Rwanda East MP Honorable Henry Musasizi has issued a firm warning to tax collectors against imposing levies on farmers before they sell their produce. While addressing residents of Ihanga Parish in Rwanda East during his campaign tour, the minister responded to complaints from farmers who reported being taxed upon arrival at markets, particularly for crops like Irish and sweet potatoes, even before any sales are made.
At all levels, we are trying to discourage tax at the beginning. We encourage that a good tax policy should be at the end. If you bring your items from the garden to the market, the problem I am going to take this matter to cabinet. All our markets across the country, we must discourage those who tax at the start. Before you enter the market, you are asked to pay a certain fee. You should be taxed after you have sold your goods in the market.
The Uganda Revenue Authority and the Ministry of Finance have also reiterated the need for strict enforcement of tax compliance and a zero-tolerance approach to corruption among clearing and forwarding agents in the region. Speaking on behalf of Finance Minister Matia Kasaija and URA Commissioner General John Musinguzi Rujoki, the Commissioner for Executive Operations, Abel Kagumire, delivered the message during the annual general meeting of the Uganda Clearing Industry and Forwarding Association.
We are agents of customs, so we help customs do the declarations, and after the declaration we collect taxes, and therefore licensing is not something that you can eliminate. If you are not licensed, then you are not a clearing agent.
The Uganda Clearing Industry and Forwarding Association plays a vital role as a bridge between importers, exporters, and border management agencies. During their annual general meeting, members voiced frustrations over the licensing process, which they said it is restrictive and lacks fairness.
Actually, the issue is the licensing period seems to be too short, because we begin the licensing period within June, July, and we go through it up to August. And by the time we are just receiving our licenses in December, the next licensing period again begins towards June. So it looks like it's very short.
It requires an amendment in the law, because the law talks of an annual license. So it's a good idea, but it requires our legal experts and technical teams to sit and do some bit of trickle in the law and amend.
They also cited the complexities of evolving customs regulations as a growing burden. URA's Abel Kagumire acknowledged the critical role played by clearing and forwarding firms in supporting revenue mobilization.
Whether it is an import or an export, starts with a clearing agent. And they are the people who start the process. They do the classification, they know the values of the goods. They are the ones who do the clearance right from the port up to when the goods reach the traders' premises.
He noted that government is committed to addressing long-standing sector challenges, including inconsistent regulatory requirements, inefficient customer procedures, and inadequate infrastructure, all while pursuing for greater compliance.
You are not just clearing agents. You are facilitators of commerce, enablers of regional integration, and contribution to national revenue. Your commitment and resilience are seen every day in the ports, at the borders, in warehouses, and through your responsiveness to evolving trade policies.
The agents also grappled with logistical challenges, financial constraints, and pressure to keep pace with technological shifts and global trade patterns. In a bid to address these issues, USIFA announced partnerships with Centenary Bank and Capital Pay to ease access to financial services.
We would like to have, for starters, a standard rate that professionalizes the industry, but also we are looking at the incoming of Centenary Bank, not only Centenary Bank, but also any other banks. We seem to see a new trend. The ESC bond coming into play happens to be a hybrid model. Before, we could only see insurance companies doing this under the Commissar CTG.
With the members of USIFA, as we seek to drive you towards digitization, I hope we'll have your full cooperation, and we assure you that as we go on that drive, we are going to deploy sufficient resources to support you as we transition from manual processes into digitization.
As Centenary Bank, we are privileged to be a strong brand in the financial sector of this market, where we command a very good number of customers.
The meeting also saw the election of a new USIFA board to steer the association for the next 2 years.
Leaders in Karamoja have hailed Compassion International for transforming their lives through adult education and economic empowerment initiatives. The praise was made during a graduation ceremony of 24 adults who completed training in numeracy, agriculture, health, and business skills.
In partnership with the Church of Uganda and Pentecostal Assemblies of God, Compassion International rolled out programs across Napak, Amdat, Nakapiripirit, and Abim districts. Beneficiaries like William Lokirurak, a student at Moroto Parent Secondary School, shared their journeys.
The comparo, the fall. At first, that teacher taught us how to say the alphabetical order, letters, and 4 letters.
Before the fall classes, they didn't know how to make soap, but through fall, they have learned how to make soap and smearing oil that is keeping them clean, and their hygiene has been improved through this training.
William, who was sponsored by Compassion from nursery level, said the knowledge he's gained will help him spread the gospel and contribute to community development.
My dream, for me, I have interest for preaching the word of God.
25-year-old Mary Teko from Nakapiripirit recounted how disability and poverty kept her from education, but she now feels empowered through the adult literacy program.
Because they neglected them as one of those ones who are lame. But since fall came, they have already known how to learn, how to write their names also. And life has changed, life is already good. She has even got the wheelchair and the supports that are...
The 2024 National Housing and Population Survey revealed that Karamoja's literacy rate stands at 24% compared to the national average of 72%, a gap attributed to cultural barriers and poverty.
As I speak now, according to the last census, we have improved a bit. We are now around 92-93% in literacy. That implies that at least 7%, between 10 to 7% of our population are able to read. So this effort you are making as Compassion International will go a long way in uplifting our literacy. Is far care in all projects in Karamoja. We also work in a context of limited resources. So this year we shall be able to expand to other 2 projects in the region.
Amdat RDC Dennis Okori, who officiated the event, applauded Compassion's role in unlocking adult potential.
It's money in the pocket. So if they have been told about financial literacy in their school, in their classes, they are able to do self-sustaining projects when they take on skilling. That small skill that they have acquired is going to enable them sustain their family, sustain that child in school, and also make sure the children are healthy because they're able to cater for them.
Held under the theme Unlocking Adult Potential Through Functional Literacy in Karamoja, the event drew several religious and civic leaders, including Bishop Michael Kori of Karamoja Diocese.
Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the rider selection campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll free 0800 335 555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Welcome back, and now in the world of sports, the countdown to the 23rd Commonwealth Games scheduled for the 23rd of July to 2nd of August 2026 in Glasgow, Scotland is officially underway as Uganda flags off its King's Baton Relay. In line with Commonwealth tradition, the baton relay symbolizes the journey towards the Games for all participating nations.
Athletes Kasim Murungi and Chen Wang Godfrey presented the baton to the Vice President, Commonwealth Games Uganda, Moses Mwasei, in the presence of Her Excellency Tiffany Karen, Deputy British High Commissioner to Uganda, Chairman Duke of Edinburgh Award Uganda, and IOC member William Bleak, Federation and government representatives as Uganda's King's Baton Relay Journey was officially launched.
So we are excited that we are now getting ready for Glasgow 2026, which is the second time that Glasgow will be hosting the Games. The Commonwealth, the baton is very crucial, and from a symbolic perspective, it contributes to the unity that we are talking about, that we need to build, but it also promotes the awareness that's very crucial for us in sport. As all of you are aware, the Commonwealth Games also provide us an opportunity for the cultural exchanges that we enjoy as the 72 Commonwealth federations mix.
And the Commonwealth has been our most successful international competition. We've held more medals in the Commonwealth than in the Olympics, African Games, Islamic Games, and other edition of the Games. So the Commonwealth for us has always given us an opportunity to perform at the highest level and show our brilliance as a country.
The Commonwealth Games is often called the Friendly Games, and one of the world's largest multi-sport events, bringing together over 6,500 athletes and officials from across the Commonwealth. And their value goes much further beyond medal. The upcoming Glasgow Games are being designed with a new economic model, which allows smaller nations to co-host or participate more affordably, making the Games more accessible and more sustainable, and opening the door for countries to play a greater role, not just in sport, but in shaping the future of the Commonwealth. And as we look towards 2026, let us carry forward that spirit of unity, ambition and partnership that defines the Commonwealth.
Today, as we prepare for the Commonwealth Games, I want to underscore government's commitment, especially National Council of Sports, in preparing the teams for the upcoming Commonwealth Games in July to August 2026.
Unlike past relays, this year each of the 74 Commonwealth nations and territories received their own baton, allowing each country to decorate them in their own style. Uganda's King's Baton Relay will make a stop in Kapchora at the Athletes Center at the Uganda Aquatics National Championship, State House, Nambole, and Lake Victoria.
So me as an athlete, it's kind of like a great honor to me, because like somehow it uplifts my spirit, like it gives me that urge, like maybe I should also fight more hard, like maybe to also see myself I can be in one of those Commonwealth Games.
Oh, we are very excited to be here. This is a moment for Netball Uganda, but also for Uganda at large, to be part of this King's Baton, being the first one because we've been receiving the Queen's Baton. So this King's Baton is exciting, and we are ready for the Commonwealth Games.
Uganda has competed in the Commonwealth Games since 1954, growing into a strong and consistent contender. Uganda is expected to participate in disciplines like athletics, swimming, netball, boxing, basketball, among others, in the 2026 Glasgow Commonwealth Games.
And in more sports, Alton Basketball Academy is gearing up for the international adventure as it heads to Mombasa, Kenya for a week-long summer camp from July 6th through 13th. The trip will include participation in a tournament as part of the Academy's mission to nurture the young basketball talent. A team of 30 players will make it to this journey, representing one of Uganda's most promising youth sports institutions. Among Alton's notable alumni are Brighton Galiwango and Matthew Chisache, who recently represented Uganda at the FIBA Under-18 Afro Basketball qualifiers. Uganda Airlines has partnered with the Academy to support this latest expedition.
It's going to be a very competitive time. We have a training camp that is going to run from Monday to Wednesday. Then on the training camp we also have a few friendly games. Then we go into film sessions to help our kids understand the game at a very high level. Then on Thursday and Friday, we shall have a tournament. Yes, then Saturday will just be a day where the kids relax. So it's a great opportunity for us because how do we select the players who go to this academy? Of course, the players, we select players based on the people who are in the academy. Then also we have community, we have kids from the community that we have given a chance. Those that cannot afford the program, we give them scholarships, and when we give them scholarships, we attach them to schools. And on the team that is traveling, we have about 3 representatives. Mombasa has very good competition, and we're also expecting a lot of competition from the Mombasa people and the Mombasa academies.
I'm hoping that we get to play as a team. I'm hoping that we make more baskets, and I hope we win this year.
I'm looking forward to playing other competition. Playing in the States, you realize that it's very tough out there and you have to improve your skills every chance that you get. And this trip for me is something that I'm going to use to improve those skills and get better and get the best opportunity that I can in basketball.
And that brings us to the end of the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience. We do appreciate your time. And also, as we do our mandate to inform, inspire, and entertain Uganda. From the team behind the scenes, allow us to wish you a lovely good night and enjoy.